let us talk now to James Schneider, who's on the line. He's a spokesman for Momentum, the grassroots campaign that supports Jeremy Corbyn. Morning to you.
Good morning.
Just on the subject of the protest, I want to get on to wider things, but the subject of the protest first of all. What the basic message from a lot of these MPs is call the dogs off, stop putting us under this kind of pressure. What do you say to them?
I think that's wrong and offensive. I mean, obviously, anybody, if they are expressing their views to anyone, to MPs or anyone else, should not do personal attacks and should be civil and comradely. However, the idea that members speaking to their members, to their MPs and telling them that what they are doing is an anti-democratic coup, the idea that they shouldn't be allowed to do that and that they are dogs for doing so is very offensive.
But in that case, with that particular MP, Neil Coyle, he showed some of the messages to the police and the police thought it was worth them turning up. That doesn't suggest anything very comradely, does it?
No, and as I say, anything that is not civil, any personal abuse is wrong and should not happen, and is counterproductive and is against the spirit of Jeremy Corbyn's politics.
To the wider issue, which is a huge one, isn't it? Because when we hear that senior people in the party, in the parliamentary party, have suggested to Jeremy Corbyn, they couldn't get a meeting with him, but they suggested to him that somehow some deal could be done whereby his policies live on in one shape or another. This is what Nick Watt was suggesting on Newsnight last night, but that in return he goes. Is that a runner, do you think?
No. The coup plotters are now flailing about because they've had 10 months to plot this coup, and it seems like it has failed. Jeremy Corbyn has shown incredible steel in staying there and not falling, staying there on behalf of the principle of democracy in the party. What they have tried to do is subvert democracy in the party. If they are unhappy with Jeremy Corbyn's leadership or the policies which he is standing for, they need to get 51 signatures, they need to find a candidate, and they need to find a platform, and they need to they need to go for it. But they don't have a candidate who can beat Jeremy Corbyn.
The alternative, I suppose, sorry to interrupt you, the alternative is they set up their own party. Would you welcome it in a sense if they were to leave?
No, I wouldn't welcome them to leave. I think what they should do is they should remain in the Labour Party and they should engage with the members in the democratic process. If the members want the party to change so that it is more democratic, participatory, it organises with people rather than just speaking at them, and it has the kind of policies that Jeremy Corbyn has put forward on democracy, on a new economics and a new relationship with the world, then that's what then I think they should look at that very, very seriously.
If there was to be an election, and I take your point, they haven't triggered it, they haven't put anyone up yet, but if they do get round to doing that, how confident are you that Jeremy Corbyn would win?
I'm confident that he would win. He's got an enormous amount of support in the grassroots. I also think that the way that they've managed this over the last week, the inability to have their coup after 10 months of plotting, this was all planned out. Angela Eagle had registered a leadership domain name 2 or 3 days before she resigned. This was all planned to happen before the May local elections. I'm not convinced they would run a good leadership election if they can't run this coup, and they ran 3 bad leadership election campaigns last summer. I'm not convinced they'd run a good campaign.
And we hear a lot about people joining Labour right now. Do you have any sense of whose side they're on when they're joining?
I think there's a reasonable amount of evidence to suggest they're joining to support Jeremy Corbyn. It was reported that of the first 13,000, 60 of them had explicitly put in their membership joining form.
This is the first 13,000 of people who've joined very recently?
Yes, the first 13,000 of the 60,000 who joined. 60% of them had explicitly put on their joining form, and you don't have to put anything on your joining form, but they had explicitly put that they were joining to support Corbyn. I also understand that there is a lot of traffic coming to join.labour.org.uk, which is where you join the Labour Party online, that's coming from peoplesmomentum.com, our website.
You are convinced, finally, that Jeremy Corbyn will lead the Labour Party into the next election?
Yes.
James Schneider, spokesman for Momentum, thank you very much.